Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a great day. To start things off, two of Russia's largest banks are piloting cryptocurrency portfolios for their private clients, the Kommersant newspaper reported on Friday. Under the watch of the Bank of Russia, Sberbank and Alfa Bank will offer their clients shares in a special fund that will trade the sixth most popular cryptocurrencies on major exchanges, including Kraken and Bitstamp. According to the report, Sberbank, the main state-owned bank responsible for processing government employee paychecks, and Alfa Bank, the largest private bank in the nation, plan to enter crypto trading with the help of Ad Capital Investment Fund, the National Settlement Depository, and Group IB. Sberbank Private Banking Deputy Chair Anna Ivanchuk said, "We'd like to offer our clients an absolutely transparent way to invest in digital assets with a full compliance with regulations that will let them invest in the product they are interested in Russia." She said, "Our goal is to speed up the recognition of the digital assets as legitimate financial assets as soon as possible." Ad Capital, the investment fund which participated in the recent pre-sale of Telegram tokens, is said to be in charge of the technical solution for the project. CEO Alexei Prokofiev said the investment process will see investors purchase a share of the fund. The portfolio will include the six most popular cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, and Litecoin. The combination of coins will be revised 4 times a year, and their proportions will be balanced by a trading algorithm. So I guess that pretty much solidifies the fact that we know that Russia is going to be allowing officially cryptocurrencies again. There's a lot of focus around them with like institutional investors and like very rich people. But I mean, it kind of is telltale when you have the largest banks in the entire country dealing in cryptocurrencies. I assume that, once all the rich people have scooped up all the crypto that they want, they'll probably then allow normal people to have some type of crypto bank account in the country. But I mean, this was kind of to be expected in this. I guess now looking at it, this video is maybe like a bit of a country hop. There's a lot of regulatory news, if you will, from a bunch of different countries. Next up, Korea is in the news, and I think this is probably the saddest thing in the entire world. Authorities have admitted that the South Korean government had postponed the regulation of cryptocurrency sector because it feared consumers will acknowledge it as the government legitimizing the cryptocurrency market. Last week, CCN reported that the government of South Korea and its financial agencies, including the Korean Financial Intelligence Unit, or KFIU, are set to regulate cryptocurrency exchanges like banks with strict policies and regulations. On June 8th, at a Policy Advisory Council meeting, KFIU Director Kim Gun-ik confirmed that the government has at least agreed to regulate the cryptocurrency market to prevent cryptocurrencies from being used by criminals to launder money and to limit hacking attacks. Under current regulations, there are clear limitations in preventing money laundering on crypto exchanges because the only way the authorities can spot suspicious transactions is through banks. If the bill of lawmaker Jae Young-kyung from the Democratic Party of Korea passes, local authorities will be able to impose identical regulations on crypto exchanges that are implemented on commercial banks, a KFIU spokesperson said. I said this was literally what it all comes down to. Besides taxes, they just want to know where you're putting your money. I know this makes a lot of people uncomfortable. I would rather the world not be this way. I would like for us to be in control of our own money. But if this allows us to have and buy and sell and trade and deal in cryptocurrencies, just letting them know where the money moves, kind of like bank accounts. Like I said, this was fairly obvious that this was eventually going to happen. Last year in September, a member of the National Assembly Committee told local financial journalists that financial authorities have requested the government to regulate the cryptocurrency market to protect investors and lessen security breaches in the space. He said, "We are frustrated as well. We fully understand that the government is reluctant towards regulating the cryptocurrency market because it will inevitably lead investors to consider it as a government's way of legitimizing the market. But if the government leaves the cryptocurrency market unregulated, it's simply leaving it too vulnerable to various issues," said Park Young-jin, National Assembly Committee member. Hani, a major mainstream media outlet in South Korea reported that government officials like Park have encouraged the government to properly regulate the cryptocurrency market because current policies, which absurdly regulates cryptocurrency exchanges as communication vendors, allow businesses to operate digital asset platforms with a $30 fee and no license requirement. I guess this all, like, literally the last week and a half, so many revelations about what governments have been doing. And we all said before that we thought that something kind of fishy was up, at all these countries at the exact same time talking about imposing regulations, banning cryptocurrencies. They didn't like it. We don't like it. We're going to, hamper down on it. If this has been happening since last September, this kind of makes a lot more sense as to why Korea was threatening some type of potential ban around January, when the market was kind of at its all-time high. They said, I think it was the president of South Korea, if I'm not mistaken, said at the time that the market was just too hot. He didn't like where it was going. There was too much speculation. And then we went from that moment in September to around the end of the year where I think Bitcoin was around 7,000 and then it hit around 20,000 by the end of the year. And that's exactly the moment when they said, okay, we're thinking about banning it and stuff like that. And the postponing as well of the regulations within the country also makes a lot more sense, because if the government gives it a thumbs up, this kind of tells everyone, okay, we can definitely get into it. This is why I also think, sorry for talking so fast. This is why I also think the US government is taking their time with giving us the information. A couple of years ago, there was the first time that Bitcoin was around like $50 and then shot up to 1,200. This was many, many moons ago. And this was like the first like legitimate time that Bitcoin had actually entered the mainstream, because everyone was really excited that it had actually matched the price of an ounce of gold. It was because I think earlier that day, the US government had said that they recognized Bitcoin as like a form of payment or something like that. So it was this legitimization from the actual government that caused a huge spike in price. So I assume other countries see what's coming. Like, the market may be moving sideways. We see that. I'm fairly confident it's going to go a lot higher. I don't know when. But any government, especially like major governments, legitimizing something or saying that this is definitely okay is not a threat. It's the same as our banking system. Just let us know exactly what's going on. You can definitely trade into it. And other people, I think we're going to enter like this crazy FOMO cycle very soon, where we get laws, we get things that we are allowed to do, what other people are allowed to do, and then the moment if we hit like a 15 to 20% spike in price over the course of like a 3-day period, I think the market will eventually start to skyrocket, because all the people who've left the market since January, I think they're going to slowly fall back in, because realistically, if Bitcoin goes from, what is it, like 6,700 or something like that right now, and it ends up hitting like, let's say like $7,600, and then over the next couple of weeks it hits around 9,000, that's a huge FOMO period. A lot of people are going to start to dump their money back in, and then when we hit 10,000, it's just kind of going to be history from there. But yeah, very interesting to hear that they didn't want to give their people regulations amongst other countries because they were afraid of how big the market would become. eToro is in the news. It's actually kind of weird because I didn't realize how popular eToro was, but apparently they are one of the like largest crypto sellers in the space. eToro, one of the most popular trading and investment platforms, announced yesterday the availability of Cardano, or ADA, with their list of supported cryptocurrencies. They announced such important decision via Twitter, a social network that brings them closer to their users' community. Thus, Cardano ADA will be the 11th crypto of all available for investment. The other options are, as usual, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Ripple, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum Classic, Dash, Stellar, Neo, and EOS. Also, eToro has published an article explaining to the community the potential of the famous crypto, seeking to help each investor conduct their own research. They said Cardano is the latest cryptocurrency to be added to eToro selections. eToro clients can now trade and invest in ADA and add the crypto to their portfolios. As the blockchain revolution continues, it can be assumed that companies will present added value, such as Cardano's blockchain development platform, will have a stronger foothold in the market. While some other cryptocurrencies could fall to the ebb and flow of supply and demand, Cardano's strong, highly regarded blockchain platform could be a driving force in maintaining its position as one of the world's leading cryptocurrencies. I guess they like Cardano. That's That's a heck of an announcement for adding a coin onto your platform. The platform also highlighted some similarities between Cardano and Bitcoin, mostly to help non-tech savvy investors learn more about the characteristics of this potential investment. Very good news for Cardano. I mean, realistically, anytime that any coin gets added to a platform that's not Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Litecoin, I think it's a good day. I am still under the firm belief that many people or more people hold larger amounts of altcoins than they actually do Bitcoin. So I like to always spread the news when other, especially like really popular coins, get added to major platforms, because this helps to increase liquidity and for people who actually know about the coin as they dive deeper into their crypto experience, whatever you want to call it. Next up, I thought this was incredibly fascinating. Those working for the executive branch of the US government must disclose their cryptocurrency holdings, ethics officials said on Monday. In a legal advisory released on Monday, the US Office of Government Ethics, or the OGE, clarified that cryptocurrency is property held for investment or the production of income issued on instead of a real currency or legal tender. As a result, the OGE will now require executive branch employees to report holdings of digital currencies because they may create a conflict of interest for employees who own it. The disclosure requirement is a major move requiring members of the U.S. executive branch, officials working for the White House, as well as the galaxy of federal agencies to reveal their crypto holdings. Earlier this year, a member of the U.S. Congress submitted a petition seeking similar requirements for federal lawmakers. The OGE's document also specifically makes mention of ICOs or the sale of tokens prior to the launch of a particular network. It says, further, the reporting and conflict of interest principles set forth herein apply equally to other digital assets, such as coins or tokens received in connection with ICOs or issued or distributed using distributed ledger or blockchain technology. They made sure to cover every single thing. Coins or tokens or ICOs or issued or distributed using distributed ledger or blockchain technology. They made sure, because there's always that one person who looks for a loophole and they're like, wait, don't got to do it. So they made sure that they pretty much cleared that up. While the document doesn't establish when the process began, the OGE indicated that it moved to craft the guidance because government officials have been increasingly seeking guidance from their ethics officials concerning their financial disclosure reporting obligations. In the crypto world, I am always shocked at how many people actually pay attention to everything, as in like when we had news that the guy from Mt. Gox was like sending money to another wallet, and people reported on that because people pay attention to every single little thing in the cryptocurrency space. It's going to be interesting to see. I assume there will be some sort of official document or something close to it that will come out, and we'll be able to see exactly who in the US government or the major branches actually holds crypto. It'll be interesting to see if the president has some. I think one of his former supervisors is something like that. I can't remember his name for the life of me. Recently said that he also, it was like news like a day or two ago. I didn't want to report on it. It wasn't that important. But he said that he wants to get into the cryptocurrency space. I think he's been buying Bitcoin. He wants to, further the cryptocurrency space in America. I'm particularly interested to see exactly how much crypto these people hold, because it's still my firm belief that these people have probably been holding for quite some time. I don't think they got into it around 2017. That seems a bit too easy. I'm pretty sure they were like a lot of other rich and or powerful people have been in it since around 2014. So it'll be interesting to see if we see some famous names on there who have like 35,000 Ethereum or 1,500 Bitcoin, whatever the case might be. I think this was very interesting that they put this specifically on government officials. It's very, very not telling. That sounds too ominous. Whatever. It's interesting. You guys get what I'm saying. Last up, digital payments firm Square has received a BIT license from regulators in the state of New York. The company announced Monday that the New York Department of Financial Services granted the license. Square first indicated back in March that it had submitted paperwork to receive a BIT license, A move later confirmed by a spokesperson, which is, okay, March, April, May, June, where we are right now. So 3.5, 4 months. Coinbase also noted around the time of March that they were also trying to become a securities platform and also be able to deal in ERC20 tokens. Would be interesting if before the end of the year, Coinbase actually comes forward to tell us, hey, we received all the paperwork or whatever that we needed. DFS is pleased to approve Square's application and welcome them to New York's expanding and well-regulated virtual currency market. DFS continues to work in support of a vibrant and competitive virtual currency market that connects and empowers New Yorkers in a global marketplace while ensuring strong state regulatory oversight is in place, Superintendent Maria Vullo said in a statement. Square's Bitcoin buying option through its Cash App first debuted last fall, after which the company began steadily providing access to a greater number of users. New York had, until today, remained a major U.S. market in which Square had yet to receive permission to operate. The company's move into the cryptocurrency space has already proven its worth. Recent figures show in May, Square reported that it had booked a small profit, of $34 million in crypto-related revenue through its Cash App. It is not easy to get any type of license for something in New York City or New York State in general. So very good to hear that they are moving forward. I think when I checked online, and I think Square's only I think they only have Bitcoin. I don't even think they have Bitcoin Cash. At least when I checked on the website, it seems that they only actually have Bitcoin now. Possibly this will change as they have the Bit license. Maybe they're allowed to, add the other two onto their platform. It's going to be Ethereum, Litecoin, or possibly Bitcoin Cash. Still very good news. Chipping away slightly at Coinbase because they are the market dominator. So not an enormous amount of news today. Thank goodness. But still very interesting things. I like when we have news coming specifically from countries because, we dabble in the news that, deals with us as a cryptocurrency community. But it's interesting to hear when we get news and or regulations coming from these, especially gigantic countries that can potentially move the market. I always find it very interesting to see exactly when they're going to do this, because we usually see small bumps in the market whenever we get news that regulations are coming or something will be legitimizing the cryptocurrency market in another country that we live in. All right, everyone, that is definitely going to do it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys have a great day. Thank you once again for all the support. I do appreciate it. And yeah, I will talk to you all soon. See you.